So, starting out with this video, we need to settle on something. Yes, the fact that the Spirit Guardians have been defeated and Luck is fighting sucks, and it's ridiculous, but at this point there's just no point complaining about it. It's one of those irreversible situations that we're just going to have to move past. I'm not really going to ignore it if it springs up in another instance, but for this video I just have no desire to get into it. Especially when there's other really cool things to talk about. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, hello everyone, I'm Ozzy, and this is my Black Clover 248 chapter analysis. Starting off this chapter, we get to talk about Rune Moonship, so I'm super excited. The specialty technique of the Heart Kingdom was elaborated on just a bit, but these were details we'd already inferred. We've confirmed that this technique is mostly helpful for those with nature-based magic, and generally speaking, at least for the time being, we know that the runes tend to be simple command. Alright, now that that's said, let's talk about Magna. Being the second weakest in terms of magic power on the Black Bulls, it seems Rune Moonship was too much for him to muster, and he ended up walking out on the training session. So, is he going to be learning Rune Moonship? Well, my take on things is that he won't. At least, I don't want him to. If we want to see someone struggle with magic control, we can always look towards Noel for that plot thread. I feel that it far more fits Magna's character to wear his inability proudly, and grow stronger in his own way. A cool route this could end up going is something akin to Majin Vegeta, where he ends up getting his own devil and fighting Luck, but I would prefer that didn't happen. I want to see Magna surprise us. Maybe he'll awaken more pages in his grimoire through this conflict. Moving on toward the second half of this chapter, we have Lux Fight. Like I briefly mentioned before, I just can't bring myself to care about his opponent. However, we get to see some really impressive stuff out of Luck's improved fighting style. Starting with what was shown last week, we obviously have his agility. I have to say the added visual of Luck bouncing around the battlefield makes him look so cool. However, it's not just an added visual. First of all, it makes him a lot harder to hit. The way in which he gets in your face then quickly flashes around is one of the best aspects of any lightning character in my opinion. But flashy moves aren't where the added benefits of his bounces end. Something that people likely aren't considering is the added momentum these bounces add to his strikes, to the point they are penetrating, if only slightly, the ultimate defense of his skin magic. Secondly, a really awesome new move that was only briefly touched upon this chapter is Luck using Rune Moonship to launch himself out of his boot in order to avoid danger. There is so much application to this. He could use it to give himself an extra last-minute boost or extend his reach. I won't be surprised if in the future we see him launch his gauntlet as an attack. The last thing that I want to talk about is this whole matter of his finishing move. So, first off, Gaja mentions that it took him 2 years to master True Lightning, not to use it. So, this attack shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Secondly, let's talk about the technique itself. It is far from perfect, and I'm sure he'll be shown sooner than later how amateurish it actually is. He needs to compound runes, and most importantly, he needs an opponent that won't move out of the way. For as powerful as the technique is, it has the added downside of being a straight shot. If we are to take Gaja's words literally, True Lightning has the properties of real lightning. I could always be proven wrong, but it looks like this was the reason Gaja had his rain down on his opponent. Detriments aside, I like this new move of Lux. The high risk, high reward factor plays into his daredevil personality, and I'm happy for him. I just hope he smooths out the kinks. So that's all for this video. I'm hoping the end of this fight means we'll be seeing Noel next chapter. What do you think? And what about Magna? Anyway, it's good to be back doing Black Clover again. Thank you so much for watching, and until next chapter, Sil.